Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, things keep slipping through your fingers? That the more you try to force something to happen, the further it seems to drift away? Maybe you've asked yourself if you're the problem, if you're doing something wrong, if you need to try harder to get what you want. But what if I told you there's another perspective, one that's deeper, quieter, and more aligned with your true path? Carl Jung, one of the greatest thinkers of the human soul, believed that what is truly meant for you doesn't need to be forced. There is a natural flow, a kind of synchronicity that connects you to the people, events, and paths that belong to your most authentic journey. When you begin to align with who you really are, what is meant for you will inevitably find you. That's a hard idea to accept in a world that teaches us we have to fight for everything, that if you don't run, someone else will take your place, and if you don't hustle, you'll fall behind. But this constant battle disconnects us from something much more subtle: the timing of life, the rhythm of the soul, the wisdom of the unseen. Jung said the soul has its own purpose. It attracts what it needs to grow. Not what the ego wants, not what looks perfect on the surface, but what truly serves your transformation. And that's why, sometimes the things you want the most don't happen, because you're not ready, or it's not the right time, or it's simply not what will take you where your soul needs to go. This understanding changes everything. Shifts how you view loss, silence, rejection. Changes your relationship with time, anxiety, and the need to control. Because when you start trusting the flow, not as resignation, but as a spiritual act of courage, something inside you begins to calm. The urge to prove yourself, to rush, to force everything into place starts to fade. In its place, a quiet trust is born, a trust that what's yours is already on its way. And while you wait, you can live, grow, become who you need to be to receive what's coming. Because destiny doesn't take wrong turns. It simply waits for the right moment. The idea that what's meant for you will find you isn't about passivity. It's not about crossing your arms and waiting for life to serve you miracles on a silver platter. What Jung proposes is something more subtle and powerful, a path of self-awareness. Because in order for something to truly find you, you have to be in the right place. And that place isn't physical, it's internal. When you're disconnected from your true self, you chase distorted versions of love, success, and recognition. You attract relationships that don't resonate, pursue projects that drain you. And all of that creates a cycle of frustration that makes you feel like life is against you, when in reality, it's just reflecting your own disconnection. What's meant for you can only find you when you're being your true self. That's why things start falling into place when you stop trying to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. When you stop chasing people who never really saw you. Stop trying to please those who will never accept you. Stop following paths built on others' expectations. The moment you start honoring your essence, even if you don't know exactly where it will take you, life begins to respond differently. Jung spoke of individuation, the process of becoming who you truly are. It's when you start listening to yourself instead of the world. And even though this is an inward silent movement, it deeply impacts your choices, your relationships, your presence. You stop being someone lost trying to fit in, and you become someone whole, ready to be found. That's when synchronicities start happening more often. People show up out of nowhere. Opportunities appear when you least expect. Doors that once felt locked swing open with ease. It's not magic, it's alignment. It's the universe saying, now you're ready. Now you can receive. And the most beautiful part, in that state of alignment you no longer feel desperate. You understand that everything has its time. You accept the waiting. You stop rushing the path. And that's when what's meant for you actually finds you. Not because you forced it, but because you became someone who lives in peace even with what hasn't arrived yet. And that peace alone is a sign that the meeting is near.